All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for part two of our TMCF SOAR new student, new participant orientation. We are all very excited that one, you chose Texas Southern University. You also chose the Thurgood Marshall College Fund to be a part of this opportunity. And we are excited to have selected you. You'll see in a moment, we had over 190 applicants who chose TSU as their first choice. And that means a lot to us here at TSU. And of the 192 students, we were able to select you. Let me give you some shine right now. You stood out. Parents, your scholars stood out. We read every personal statement. We scoured every transcript to make sure that when we gave 115 yeses, we were giving them to the right students. And we only had two informations to work with, transcripts and personal statements. So for those of you scholars who are on tonight, you rocked it. Parents, congratulations. You are getting them ready for a very successful, solid senior year. And that's what this program is all about. It is to help our rising seniors as they finish their junior year of high school, prepare them with information that helps them be successful in applying for colleges, learning about historically Black colleges and universities, our HBCUs, along with our historically Black community colleges, a new term for many of us, our HBCCs, and all of the amazing opportunities that await students who attend one of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund's member institutions, which is definitely Texas Southern University and several other schools that they have affiliations with. So with that being said, I'm Brian Armstrong. I am the Assistant Vice President for Student Enrollment here at TSU, and I also have the distinct honor of serving as our Program Manager for our Thurgood Marshall College Fund SOAR program. And I'm joined tonight by Miss Ashley Odom. Now, I have her title right here, Senior Director of Programs, because Ashley been moving around. When I first met Ashley, she was not Senior Director of Programs at Thurgood Marshall College Fund, but today she is. And she has a team of individuals. Ms. Barker, when we met Ashley, she was solo, and now she comes 4 deep, 3 deep now. So I plus some. And so we are grateful to have her leadership. And she's going to speak in a moment and tell you about all the things that she anticipates sharing with you and you getting out of this opportunity. She'll tell you more about what awaits you after the summer program, because this is not just a 1-week program that we're going to ask you to be a part of. And then I have my colleague, my really good friend, Yvette Barker. She is the Associate Vice President for Student Life and Engagement, and she also serves on our core TMCF SOAR committee. So she's working right now. We've been on the phone all afternoon. You're going to see a little bit of the work that she and her team are working on right now to welcome you to our campus. So with that being said, let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. And if the team can make sure that I'm sharing one slide at a time, because this school, and then I got way much going on here. So let me go all the way back and back into time. All right, do y'all see just one screen? Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ashley. All right, so you have applied to be a part of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund SOAR, Seeking, Observing, and Achieving Results SOAR program that is being offered here at Texas Southern University. When you applied to be a part of the SOAR program, you saw several options. You saw some historically Black colleges and universities. You also saw some HBCCs. And let me make sure I can do some fun things real quick with my team so that they can help me out with some fun stuff. So I'm doing my magic right now so that we can make sure everybody is doing what they need to do. So when you applied to the SOAR program this summer, you had options, but you chose us, Texas Southern University, as your first option. So when you chose us, we had to show you some chosen love right back. So now we've chosen you and you've accepted, which is why you're on this call tonight. But TSU is one of 10 HBCUs or HBCCs that offers this program. And we only can offer this through the support of being an amazing member of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. I've already introduced Ms. Ashley Odom, the Senior Director of Programs. You very soon will begin to meet Alicia Bostic, the Senior Manager of SOAR, and several others from the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. But I'm pleased at this time to introduce to you the boss, Miss Ashley Odom, because all that we do is working directly under her leadership, and she works under the leadership of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, Dr. Williams, Ms. Taylor, and several other amazing individuals who have put the resources, the time, and the financial support and commitment behind this program to offer a free summer program for you to get to know quite a bit about all things getting college ready. So at this time, please welcome Ms. Ashley Odom.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Armstrong and team. Hello, scholars and parents. So glad that you all will be a part of the TMCF SOAR program at Texas Southern. TSU is one of our OGs. They've been with our program since 2019, and this program has definitely become very competitive. We only have so many slots, and so glad that you all were able to be selected with this being your first choice school. Please know there were a lot of people that unfortunately Dr. Armstrong and Miss Barker had to turn down due to us being over capacity. So it is absolutely a privilege to be selected amongst this group. Miss Bostic is not able to be on tonight. We're actually in North Carolina preparing for SOAR at one of our other campuses, North Carolina Central. So please take in this information. Parents also know that this program kicks off with the boot camp. We will continue to engage with the students throughout the school year. We'll make sure students know all that information. And I'm going to pass it back to Dr. Armstrong and team. Please make sure you pay attention. This is some really good information, and I look forward to meeting you all in a couple of weeks.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Odom. What I'm showing the parents and our new scholars now is several of the individuals, including the first row of many of the key individuals from the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. But all of these individuals, several of them are representing various HBCUs and HBCCs that are offering SOAR programs. And this is the team of individuals. We were in Birmingham here preparing for you. But way back in early March, we were there shivering in Birmingham. It was cold in Birmingham, but we really had a good time connecting, sharing ideas, best practices, learning from each other's programs so that we can prepare a solid program week, June 8th through the 13th, but also just a series of engagement opportunities and touch points that we plan to share with you over the next year plus. So this is the information we initially shared with you about our program. Our program dates are June 8th through the 13th, right here on the campus of Texas Southern University, which is one of the nation's largest historically Black colleges and universities, right in the heart of one of the biggest cities in our nation, Houston, Texas. So we are excited that you'll get a chance to experience Houston if you're not from Houston, but you'll also get a chance to experience one of the nation's largest and more powerful HBCUs, that being Texas Southern University. And here is your leadership team here at Texas Southern University. I serve as the program manager, but I serve along with Ms. Yvette Barker, who's on the call tonight. She is our Associate Vice President for Student Life and Engagement, along with Mr. Cameron Flowers, our Executive Director for Strategic Partnerships and Academic Advocacy. A little special tip about both of them. They are both Bahamians. They both went to Cameron came to TSU as a student from the Bahamas. Ms. Barker attended several other HBCUs, and now she's come to us from Prairie View A&M University some decade ago, and we've all been working very closely together in some capacities. I'm only saying that because you're going to see quite a few Bahamians here. We may have several on the call tonight, but we've done some recruiting in their hometown, their home country, so that we could have two countries represented again this year. Last year, we had two students from the Bahamas, and they are both planning to attend. They're not just planning, they are on their way to attending TSU this upcoming fall semester. So we will have two countries represented for our program again this year. Here is who you are. Here is the students who've applied to us. This is what they represent. So let me share some information. We were very fortunate to have over 190 students apply to be a part of our program first. We were able to select 115 of you. We went over by 15 because we've already started to receive a couple of students who told us other camps were going to conflict, band, cheer, debate, athletics, and we know that, right? We know you don't know what you don't know until you know it. So we always go a little bit above so that we can actually make sure we meet the Thurgood Marshall College Fund's request of 100 students actively participating in our program on June 8th. So we have 115 students we've selected. A few of you are on tonight because we've had a few cancellations, and I told you, I meant what I said. If a spot opens up, it will be yours. And so we're already starting to be able to honor that commitment. We have 13 states being represented in our participant pool. 63 females. That may change because we've had some females and males who've changed, but overall, 63 females, 52 males. This is one of the first years we've had a very close balance, and I'm excited because we worked really hard to recruit more males to our program. We got to get more males involved in higher education so that and I'm excited that we're going to see quite a few more males on our campus. But ladies, we love the fact that you represent every year in droves. So thank you for your continued support. The average GPA from our initial participant pool was a 3.67. So as you know, we are looking at scholars. This is a scholarship program, and we are looking at scholars, and that is who you are, and that is why we were able to select you to be a part of our program. Here are some key information for our program. As you know now, the dates are June 8th through the 13th, 2025. Let me pause there for a moment before I go further. Parents and scholars, if you already know that there's a potential conflict on that June 8th, or any date between June 8th and the 13th, now would be a great time to let me know. That way, if it may just be that you have to apply to a different SOAR program or focus on the camp that you need to focus on. That may be your athletic opportunity. That may be your ticket to a scholarship for band or cheer or academics, what have you. But I've already had a few parents call me saying, well, can she come on the 9th or can she leave on the 11th? What you don't know, scholars and parents, is that this is a competition program. You won't just be in classes all day and learning and going back to the dorm rooms and having a good time. We're wanting you to obtain and observe as much information as possible because we're going to ask you to give it back to us on Thursday in a team competition. And a team competition is only as good as if every team member is well represented, right? You know the whole idea of the weakest link, right? We don't want weak links. And it's very possible that if a student tries to come on the 9th or 10th or leaves on the 12th, they may not do their team justice, and that might affect the entire team. So I'm letting everyone know now, be honest. If you already have a cruise that's planned through the 9th, if you already have a family reunion that starts on the 12th, please go ahead and make it, let us know so that we can give a student who doesn't have that type of opportunity awaiting for them a chance to come and learn about colleges and universities and HBCUs. This is the time to kind of give back. You know that you can't do both at the same time, and you probably may be trying to juggle two or all that kind of stuff. You must be here June 8th. You must stay through the program through June 13th. Now, if you have to leave early on Friday, June 13th, we will understand. We won't want you to, but we will understand. The program will really be over Thursday night, but we do have a lot of fun stuff we want to do with parents and students on Friday morning. But getting here on the 9th or 10th won't be allowed because you will have missed too much information. That week is short. And so we got to get you really acclimated and connected as soon as you get on campus. And we want to make sure that everyone, knows that on the front end. So please let me know if these dates do not work already regarding other opportunities and engagements you already have scheduled. We've selected 10 of TSU's best student leaders to serve as mentors, and they're going to guide our students during the week, keep them on track, keep them motivated, keep them engaged, kind of keep them on track for the full week of the program. Each day of the program, we're going to be giving away prizes and gift cards and fun stuff. We're going to do our best from Sunday to Friday to make sure that students have a fun time while they're on campus. They're learning, they're getting a chance to win fun things along the way. But there will be a winning team at the end of the presentation. We're going to have 10 groups of 20 students. 10 groups of 20 students. And at the end of the week, one group will be determined to be the winning team. And they will only have won because they were the best team that gave us a more comprehensive review of what the students learned, along with our 10 mentors, helping them all the way up until the team presentation on Thursday evening. It says here the winning team will have a chance to attend TSU home football. I'm changing that live right now. Every team will get a chance to come to one of our home football games. We haven't finalized that event just yet. We're kind of torn between homecoming in October and one of our yard experience games in November. But one of those games or both of those games, we'll invite our students and parents and families to come and have some fun with us while we're on one of our home football games. And as I said early, this is not just a 1 week program where you're 1 week and done. We have opportunities to engage with you during your full senior year of high school, and there may even be chances for us to engage with you during your first year of college, especially if you choose one of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund institutions. Ms. Odom, and Ms. Bostic, and Ms. Taylor, and several others, they're going to have a full opportunity during the program week to tell you all about what Thurgood Marshall College Fund provides student leaders and universities, HBCUs. So there's a lot that you'll have a chance to do, both students and parents, by choosing our program and being a part of the full week program. Here are some key program details, things you've been probably wanting to hear and receive as soon as possible as you begin to make travel plans for your scholars. Move-in date, we've changed that. When I say we've been working in real time, this is how real time it is. We've now moved that 3 p.m. check-in time to 12 noon. Many flights you can't determine, with flights and things like that in the summertime, you can't always, nail it just to a 2-hour window. Ms. Barker and her team were gracious to let me know they've moved that time up to 12 p.m. So now it's 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. We want you to move on campus. At 5 o'clock, we will have a parent and student opening ceremony, so to speak. Parents, if you can't stay till 5 because you're going to get here at 12 and need to be back by, whatever time for Monday and Sunday night, we totally understand. But we will allow and invite all parents and relatives who bring the scholars to hang out with us at 5 o'clock for more of it's an informal, but it will be somewhat, official in terms of the start of our official program. And then by 6 o'clock, that's when the program will start exclusively for our scholars. So from 12 to 4, move in, and then at 5 o'clock, we'll have an informal official start to our summer program. I mentioned already how the students will be broken into 5 groups of 20 students each. A lot of fun all week long. We are planning off-campus events, so not everything will happen on campus. Ms. Barker and her team are working right now to begin to put roommates together by areas of interest. That's how we do it at TSU officially for our freshmen. We don't want freshmen to pick their best friends and all that kind of stuff. We want to kind of have a chance to help our new scholars make a new friend from a new part of the country or the new part of the world. So we're going to work to try to identify roommates that are, compatible based on their areas of interest. Parents, students are not, I should have bolded this part. Students are not permitted to leave campus without parents or guardians. During the program week, we do not allow students to leave campus unless a parent comes to campus and they are taking their scholar back home for an emergency or, just because, for them the program is over, what have you. But students will not be allowed to Uber off campus or go hang out downtown or go see their friend from 3 years ago. They will get here on Sunday. They will be in our custody until you retrieve them or someone that you allow to retrieve them on Friday morning. This is a safe and secure campus, and we want to keep our scholars who are here with us for the week safe and secure as well. And we need your help with that, parents. I've already had parents asking me, can cousins and aunts and uncles? No, no, no. On Friday at 12 o'clock, yes, yes, yes. All the parents, all the cousins, all the uncles. But until 12 o'clock on Friday, no. It's not open to the public. It's not open to anybody just coming to our campus. We want to make sure everyone stays safe and secure. Students are required to provide their own transportation both to and from campus. If you're flying to Houston, parents, you may be sending your scholar on a plane and you'll come on Friday to pick them up. You know what's best for your child in terms of transportation, flights, bus tickets, all that kind of good stuff. But students are required to travel to and from the campus on their own. You all will have my cell number, so you'll be able to text me and contact me as needed during the week. We don't have shuttle bus service available from the airports. All of that would be up to the student and the parents to arrange and secure. If you're interested in if you're flying to Houston, there are 2 airports in our city. We have the larger airport, which is what we call Bush Intercontinental. That's IAH. That's the Bush Airport. North Houston. It's about 25 miles to campus. Then we have our more regional airport, which is not as regional. It's the one that's serviced by Southwest Airlines. That's Houston Hobby, HOU. It's closer to our campus. But I don't want you trying to figure out, wait a minute, we're going to have you fly on Southwest because it's closer. If you have a preferred airline and you got your thing set up that way, 20, 15-mile difference won't make or break you. As long as you can get a flight that gets you here by 4 o'clock, that's ideal. So if you can find a Southwest flight that does that, maybe versus a Delta Airlines that doesn't do that, then I do say look at that, but I also look at your cost too. You may find a more affordable option on Southwest or Spirit or JetBlue than you would possibly on Delta, American, United. But do your research. You got, a month heads out to kind of do some planning on that, okay? Move out time will be at 11 a.m. Central Time on Friday, June 13th. So if you're planning to pick up your scholar from campus right when the program is over, that will be at 11 a.m. on Friday, June 13th. I'll pause for a moment. Any questions regarding the program details or anything I've shared so far about the program? Please come off of mute and let me know what your question is. All good? Okay, then we'll move right along then. Here are many of our amazing student mentors there with Miss Odom when we were here for our planning session last month. They are preparing right now to welcome you to their TSU and to help you have a successful summer program here on campus. So we're working with them, and you'll get to know all of them when you arrive on campus on June 8th. Here's where you will be living during the week that you're here with us. This is our University Towers Residence Hall. This is typically where our first-time freshmen reside on campus. This is where you will reside when you are here on campus for the program. There's one side for males, there's one side for females. Ms. Barker and her team will provide additional details up on move-in, but this is the location where you will reside, and we're going to send some information to you about the exact location of the building. You can see right there, there's a little bit of a street right there. We do allow parking, to drop off and unload and things like that. Here is some of the things to bring, and then here are some of the things not to bring for the program. Here's we have the right time there, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Our opening ceremony at 5 p.m. in our student center. Bring things for your room for the week. And I'm going to email this out to everyone as part of the link for this recording. But you're going to bring things you would bring for a summer camp. So twin extra long bedding, like a bed in the bag or a sleeping bag, twin extra long, pillows, season appropriate clothing, but I'm going to end on that, so I won't dwell on that right now. One business casual attire. You want to look possibly one or two. Now, we're not saying prom gowns and tuxedos, but we're talking about dressing up like you would for church or a very important meeting on campus in your high school. So 1 to 2 business casual attire. You are going to have an internship in this program. We're going to actually bring you to a company and give you a very mini internship that you can put on your resume and start your academic profile with an internship. So we want you to look your best when you do that internship, and we want you to look your best. There are going to be several times of the week where you're going to want to look your best. Comfortable shoes. We are in Houston. Houston is very warm in the summertime. So and a lot of walking. This is not a program that you're going to be bussed around a lot. You're going to have lots of walking opportunities. Bring a laptop, tablet, smartphone, a combination lock, because you will have a roommate in your room and you want to be able to lock those valuable things up when you need to lock them up. Bath towels, bath floor mats. Certainly bring medicine, not if needed, but when needed, right? So if you are taking medicine for any kind, don't forget that at home. This is a no-judge zone. We want you to be as healthy as you need to be. That includes medicine for many of us, all of us at some point in life, right? Snacks and drinks. You can certainly bring your favorite snacks and drinks with you, but we are going to have plenty of snacks and drinks here as well, so you don't have to bring that with you, but you can bring that if you choose to. And then we're going to have some fun with the whole boots and boots on the ground and fun stuff like that. So bring your country wear and Western wear. Bring your hats and your boots and You can leave your fans at home. We got that part covered. Leave that at home, unless you just want to bring your fan. But we will have some fun stuff for you to do. But we're going to have a lot, Houston, we're going to have fun. This is an HBCU. I'm sorry. This is the HBCU. So we're going to have some fun here on campus. So bring some Western wear with you. And then bring some swimwear. We may have a pool party or a time where you can actually have some fun with the pool. So definitely bring some swimwear with you, okay? If you choose and want to have some fun with that. That won't be required, but you certainly can bring that. What not to bring? Your favorite pet, your least favorite pet, your cousin's pet, your neighbor's pet, and leave all the pets at home. No pets allowed, okay? Leave your cars at home. If you drive to campus, you're going to park that car. It's going to stay parked until Friday at 11 o'clock. No ifs, ands, or but if you start fussing and cussing, we're going to start fussing and cussing and calling moms and dads, right? So leave the car at home, or if you plan to drive to campus for the program, it's going to have a whole week of being idle because you won't be able to drive it around, nothing like that. No candles, nothing that can burn down that beautiful building. It's one of our newer buildings on campus. We'd love to keep it as one of our newer buildings on campus. So nothing that has flames and things like that. No vaping, no smoking, no none of that. We are in Texas. We follow all Texas laws. You may be from a different state that has a different set of laws. When we go there, we will follow those laws. But when you're coming to Texas, you got to follow the Texas laws. So make sure that you know what the do's and don'ts are regarding that. And last, but certainly not least, please refrain from bringing any provocative clothing. Short shorts, cut-off shorts, short shirts, shorts that can be tied up underneath and over tops and things that show off all the body, except for we want to make sure that you look as classy as you did on those transcripts and those personal statements. The reason why you chose to be a part of this program, we want your attire to reflect that. And so we know it's hot, and we know that you thought, well, you know what, I'm going to let Megan Thee Stallion know that she ain't the only stallion from Houston. Well, she is for this week, because this week we're going to let her be the queen of all the stallion stuff. And you can leave all that fun stuff there and come dressed for success. And if you're not certain if this is the kind of thing to bring, if you bring it, we're going to let you know early on, but we want you to kind of come prepared for a full week of looking your very best. And I know that all of my scholars and parents know what looking your very best looks like. Every student should have already received our parental consent and program waiver form in an email that I sent out. Only one student's email has bounced back to me. So I'm working with Khalil and his mom to get that fixed because he's using his school email address in KIPP in DC, and it's not working right for me. So he's the only student whose email has bounced back to me. But parents, it is required that you sign this waiver form. It does release the university of any liability for something that's not the fault of the university. So we want to make sure that you give us permission to have your child on campus and to take pictures of them and their TSU and SOAR stuff. And we use that for publicity and promotional things like that. We want to know about medical information. We want to get a copy of your current immunization record. We want to know about any issues that may affect your medical health. We're going to also ask you about your food request in terms of, do you have any allergies, any special diets, any restrictive diets? We're going to want to know that so that we can plan for that as best as we can. So on the program information confirmation link that I sent you, there's a whole section for you to tell us your diet. Now, don't just tell us you prefer strawberry yogurt over vanilla yogurt. We don't mean that was kind of special. We're talking about things that affect your health, allergies, diets that are, are part of your health, all those kind of critical things. If you're vegan, if you're the things that you normally would tell someone when it comes time for you to have a meal, those are the kind of things we're talking about, not just preferences, beef over chicken. Not talking about that, okay? But we need this for every student. This is how you're confirming to be a part of our program, by sending this information to us. We're not going to send you additional information until we get this. And I've given everyone until May 20th. Tell your neighbor May 20th. Thank you, Ms. Scott. May 20th, so that every student knows when we need this form by, okay? That way we can, because if we don't get these forms by May 20th, I'm going to open that wait list up and say, you know what? Here is your blessing. Come on through. But I want to make sure that my scholars that we chose initially get a chance to do that. Parents, this is more so for you than our scholars. Parents, you can download our Live Safe app on your Android or smartphone as soon as you'd like to. You just type in TSU, Texas Southern University. But this is how we get our notifications. When anything on campus or near our campus affects the campus, any safety, any security, parents, you'll want to download that. That way you can see all the fun features and you can kind of have eyes on the campus while your loved one is here on the campus. So on any Android or Apple device, you can download the Live Safe app and just find Texas Southern University's information on there, okay? And then here are some things we're going to do during the week, right? Now I'm going to give you a little bit of peek behind the scenes of what we are planning for you. You check in on Sunday. We're going to have some fun things to do on Sunday. Monday, we're going to have quite a bit of things in terms of who you are and what are your strengths and what does that mean, your strengths and things like that. Ashley and Alicia have become gurus with the Gallup Strengths Assessment, and they're going to be here to help our young scholars understand their strengths and maybe their not so strengths. We're going to talk about college admissions, and then we're going to also talk about the Thurgood Marshall College Fund LMS, their learning management system, among other things. I'm just giving you highlights of each day. Tuesday, we're going to have our official corporate internship visit. We're going to talk about financial literacy. We're going to have a whole section on business concepts. We're going to have some history lessons for HBCUs and HBCCs. And we're going to have our official professional etiquette session. Wednesday, we're going to talk quite a bit about Greek life, communications. We're going to have dinner with HBCU alumni. They're going to tell you all about why they chose an HBCU, what they did while attending an HBCU, and what they're doing now as HBCU alumni. Thursday, we're going to give a chance to recruit you. We're going to try to, get you here to TSU next year as one of our TSU Honors College students. We're going to talk about careers from HBCU alumni and other alumni. But that's when we're going to officially have our full last day of the program with our all-important team presentations. And we'll talk more about that on June 8th. We're going to have our formal closing. I don't mean formal in terms of attire, but our official closing dinner, party, jam blast, whatever the young people say this day. And then Friday morning, we will have our SOAR at a glance session. We're also going to have breakfast for our participants and parents that want to join us at 9 o'clock on Friday. We're going to have some group photos, and then we're going to check out at 11 o'clock on Friday. That is our program that we are preparing for you in a couple of weeks. Any questions for us at this time?
Dr. Armstrong, I don't know if you mentioned the etiquette dinner, because they need to come dressed for that, right?
Yeah, that's one of those special attires we want you to look really good for. We're going to teach you all about the forks and bread and plates and the things that you're going to need to have successful business meetings and business luncheons and things like that. So yes, we will have a etiquette training session by one of Thurgood Marshall College Fund's finest on Tuesday evening. We've reserved her already to be a part of our program. But parents, I'm going to go to the chat real quick, and then I'm going to pause and see if I can do a round robin of students.
I took care of the chat.
All right, so I'm going to now stop the recording,